If you want to have a league that makes money and pays you millions of dollars, come over here to the XX League. They are idiots. They don't know how to maximize this Caitlin Clark gift. They don't know how to take advantage.
Picture this, a women's basketball league where players make millions and have ownership stakes. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, that dream might be closer than we think, thanks to a tweet from Elon Musk about Caitlin Clark. But there's a catch.
We've got a couple of things. Number one, she's going viral. Just about 10 or 15 minutes ago, the treatment of these ungrateful, fuggy WNBA players.
I'm going to play a video right now of the former Fever president talking about what Caitlin Clark tried to do for other players.
All right, Caitlin Clark was very aware of the impact she was making around the WNBA.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark for a second. This girl is on fire.
So Caitlin Clark broke the all-time assist record yesterday.
The facilitation that Caitlin Clark has, I think, is one of the more underrated skill sets, setting her teammates up for success, and that has boded well for the Indiana Fever.
Saying that since the start of the regular season, sales of WNBA merchandise are up over 500%.
She's been tearing it up in college basketball, breaking records left and right. Now she's the hottest rookie in the WNBA, and everyone's watching her every move. But here's the thing, the WNBA isn't all glitz and glamour. These amazing athletes are still fighting for fair pay and recognition. It's crazy, right? Top players are making way less than their male counterparts. That's where Elon Musk comes in. Imagine this, Musk drops a tweet about endorsing Caitlin Clark. Boom! Just like that, the women's sports world is shaken up. But hold on, there's more to this story.
So impressive. Another thing that we've seen jump so much this season in the WNBA is merch sales. Fan gear sales over the first half of the season at the highest in league history. What kind of money these numbers are going to turn into? Like, this is how you grow the league.
When this happened, she was averaging close to 7 assists a game.
Is the tweet even real? Things are about to get wild. While Musk's tweet set Twitter on fire, Caitlin was busy lighting up the scoreboard. But her journey from college superstar to WNBA sensation isn't all smooth sailing. What's the real story behind her rookie season? Let's talk about Caitlin Clark's insane transition to the WNBA. This girl isn't just playing basketball, she's redefining it. Remember those jaw-dropping college stats? Well, she's taking it to a whole new level in the pros. It's like she pressed the turbo button and left everyone else in the dust. From the moment she stepped on that WNBA court, Clark's been turning heads.
Well, Caitlin Clark ain't going into hibernation. For anybody who thought that was the case, she's been seen publicly the last couple days.
She is the Michael Jordan. Like, I know you're not a major basketball
Him, I
person, but she is the Michael Jordan of female basketball.
Out with Caitlin Clark playing, $2.12 million on May 14th. 1.71 million on.
Caitlin Clark is literally everything that everyone has asked for from a face of a league.
We're talking about a rookie who's playing like she's been in the league for years. Her court vision, unreal. Her three-point shooting, it's like she's got a cheat code. And don't even get me started on her ability to make clutch plays when it matters most.
In the WNBA, because the numbers are in for the month of May, that certainly supports the case that Caitlin Clark is the one that not only moved the needle, but possibly broke the needle off.
The WNBA has seen record-breaking numbers this season. Indiana Fever are pretty much blowing out every other team. They are averaging almost 16,000 per 39 game.
But here's the thing, being a rookie in the WNBA isn't all highlight reels and standing ovations. Clark's facing some serious pressure. Imagine having the weight of an entire league's expectations on your shoulders. That's what she's dealing with every single day. And let's be real, the physical demands of pro basketball are no joke.
Quote, the Fever set a single season home attendance record of 340,715 fans. Okay, rookie Caitlin Clark was a big reason for the increased interest in the league, ESPN reported on Friday.
And we can be completely honest on that, because if you want to take the actions of Caitlin Clark, I don't understand again why some trash talk against her is seen as a bad thing because she's as bad as anyone for that.
It's a whole different ball game compared to college. You know what's crazy? Despite all these challenges, Clark's not just surviving, she's thriving.
Indiana Fever games broke multiple viewership and attendance records, and Indiana led the WNBA in attendance. Fever president and COO Allison Barber revealed an incredible story.
And since it's off the record, here's all you need to know about Caitlin Clark. And I would like the away team to benefit from that. Could they get a spot bonus?
She's quickly become one of the most talked about players in the league. Fans can't get enough of her, and for good reason. Every game, she's out there proving why she deserves all the hype.
Let's say their gate's 150 grand, all right? 17,000 show up, you're probably talking about $1 million. Caitlin Clark was in the house at the Steelers-Colts. This was posted by Yahoo Sports. This is going nuts right now.
Effect, right? So, in other words, this has changed, to some degree, changing the economics of the sport in a really remarkable way.
All she has done is, publicly anyway, try to uplift her teammates, uplift her opponents.
But Clark's impact goes way beyond the stat sheet. She's bringing more eyes to women's basketball than ever before. People who never watched a WNBA game in their lives are tuning in just to see what she'll do next. It's like she's single-handedly changing the game's popularity. Here's where things get interesting though. All this attention on Clark is also shining a spotlight on some not so great stuff in women's basketball. We're talking about the big issues: pay inequality and lack of recognition. It's wild to think that someone as talented as Clark is still fighting for fair pay and respect in her sport. But you know what? That's not stopping her. If anything, it's fueling her fire.
That have come down on her throughout this year. Diamond DeShields, Kennedy Carter, Caitlin Clark said, we're making all this new revenue and I would like the away team to benefit from that. And they have treated her like trash. It's unbelievable.
So Michael Jordan energized and became a role model for all the kids. Caitlin's got that. She's brought new fans to it.
Clark's out there every game, proving why she and her fellow WNBA players deserve more. She's not just playing for herself, she's playing for the future of women's basketball. And let me tell you, that future's looking brighter because of her. Clark's not just a player, she's an inspiration. Young girls are watching her and thinking, that could be me someday.
The people at Nike told me that the thing that Caitlin has done is also similar to what Tiger did, but she's even more than that in that she's 22. So she came right out of college and hit, very successful. So that's the heart of Caitlin Clark. I mean, that's a classy, amazing person.
The answer was no because of the CBA. I mean, it didn't hurt to try.
She's showing them that with talent, hard work, and a whole lot of determination, anything's possible. Just when you thought Clark couldn't get any hotter, she goes and breaks the internet. Not with a buzzer beater or a fancy assist, but with a tweet from the last person you'd expect.
Which she has done, in fact, not more, but over the 5-month spell, more than any of the players. And they are, they're filling everything. And they're filling the arenas. Why aren't they making extra money? There's nearly $750,000 extra just from gate revenue these teams are generating. And that's like, that's literally from gate revenue of one Fever game.
So the Fever are going to account for over 200,000 more fans this year to their games.
When you think about the assists, I've said this before, but
how does Elon Musk fit into the world of women's basketball? Trust me, it's wild. And imagine scrolling through your Twitter feed and seeing Elon Musk, the tech billionaire, tweeting about Caitlin Clark. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what happened, and it's got everyone talking. Musk's endorsement of Clark isn't just another celebrity shout out. It's a potential game changer for women's sports. Here's the deal. Musk didn't just tweet a casual good job to Clark. He's reportedly offering a $10 million endorsement deal. That's not pocket change, folks. It's the kind of money that could transform Clark's career and maybe even the entire landscape of women's sports. Think about it. Clark's already a superstar on the court, but this endorsement, it's like strapping a rocket to her career. We're talking about increased visibility, enhanced marketability, opportunity and opportunities that most WNBA players can only dream of. It's like Clark's gone from local hero to global phenomenon overnight. And the reaction, it's been insane. Fans are losing their minds. Analysts are scrambling to understand what this means for the sport. And other athletes, they're watching closely. One fan even tweeted, "This is fantastic news for Caitlin Clark. She deserves all the support she's getting." It's like the whole sports world just got a wake-up call. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about Clark. Musk's endorsement could be the spark that ignites a whole new era for women's sports. Think about it. If one of the world's most influential figures is throwing his support behind a WNBA player, who's next? We could be looking at a future where tech entrepreneurs and big-time investors are lining up to support women's sports. Clark herself seems to understand the significance of this moment. She said, "This endorsement means the world to me and provides me with the opportunity to further my career and give back to the community." It's not just about the money for her. It's about opening doors and creating opportunities. And let's be real, those opportunities are long overdue. We've been talking about pay inequality and lack of recognition in women's sports for years. But now, it's like someone just turned on the spotlight. Musk's endorsement is forcing people to pay attention to the value of women's sports in a way they never have before. This could be the beginning of a whole new ballgame. Imagine a world where WNBA players are household names, where women's sports get primetime coverage, and where young girls see a clear path to becoming professional athletes. That's the kind of future Musk's endorsement hints at. But it's not just about the money or the fame. It's about respect. It's about recognizing the skill, dedication, and athleticism of women in sports. And if it takes a tweet from Elon Musk to make that happen, well, sometimes change comes from unexpected places. Change can come from unexpected places, but sometimes those places aren't what they seem. The Musk-Clark story that had everyone talking. It might not be the game changer we thought it was. In fact, it might not be real at all. You know how we were all hyped about Elon Musk's supposed endorsement of Caitlin Clark? Well, here's where things get wild. It turns out that bombshell tweet might have been nothing more than a fancy piece of fiction. Here's the scoop. Reports are saying that this whole Musk-Clark endorsement story actually came from a satire site. Yeah, you heard that right. The SpaceX fan club, known for posting made-up content, seems to be the source of all this buzz. Talk about a plot twist. Now, imagine being Caitlin Clark for a second. One minute you're on top of the world, thinking you've got a multi-million-dollar deal from one of the richest guys on the planet. The next you find out it's all just a big misunderstanding. That's gotta be a roller coaster of emotions, right? But here's the thing, even if Musk's endorsement turned out to be fake, the conversations it started are very real. People are talking about women's sports in a way they never have before. They're asking questions like, why aren't more big-time investors backing female athletes? And what would it take to really change the game for women in sports? It's crazy how quickly everyone believed this story, but when you think about it, it makes sense. People are desperate for change in women's sports. They're tired of seeing amazing athletes like Clark not getting the recognition or the paychecks they deserve. So when a story comes along that seems to promise that change, everyone jumps on board. This whole situation shows just how powerful social media can be. One tweet, real or fake, can set off a firestorm of discussion and debate. It's like throwing a match into a pile of dry leaves. Things catch fire fast. But it also shows how important it is to think critically about what we see online. In today's world, where news travels at the speed of light, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement and forget to check if something's actually true. The funny thing is, even though the endorsement might be fake, the impact it's had is totally real. People are talking about pay equity in women's sports. They're discussing the future of leagues like the WNBA. They're asking why it takes a fake tweet from a tech billionaire to get people to pay attention to these issues. So maybe in a weird way, this whole mix-up has done some good. It's got people thinking and talking about the real issues facing women's sports. And who knows, maybe all this buzz will catch the attention of some actual investors or endorsers who want to make a difference. At the end of the day, this story is a reminder of how much work still needs to be done in women's sports. It shouldn't take a tweet from Elon Musk, real or fake, to get people excited about supporting female athletes. These women are out there every day breaking records, inspiring fans, and changing the game. They deserve recognition, fair pay, and real support. No fake news required. Alright, let's talk about what's really going on in women's basketball. That Musk-Clark story might have been fake, but it showed us something real. People are hungry for change in women's sports. Now there's buzz about a new XX league that could shake things up. Imagine a league where players make big money and even get ownership stakes. That's what they're talking about. It's not just about pay though, it's about respect and recognition for these amazing athletes. You know what's wild? This could be the start of something huge. More eyes on women's sports, more sponsors, more opportunities, but it's up to us to keep pushing for change. We can't wait for some billionaire to save the day. So here's the question. What if the next big thing in women's sports isn't just a rumor? Are we ready for a revolution?